If you're someone who struggles with procrastination like I did almost my entire life, you might want to watch this video. Now, before we get into it, procrastination is extremely debilitating, especially if you are an ambitious individual. But the thing is that most people do not realize what triggers procrastination. But you see, procrastination is only triggered by one thing, and that is stress. That's it. So what happens is that we experience a certain level of stress, whether it's because we're showing up online and we have a fear of being seen or something like that. And instead of leaning into that, we actually take a step back. And what we do is we kick that fear down the line so we can feel a little bit of relief now. But you can see how that doesn't really work. We're just postponing it and delaying it. So here's a 3-step system that I have developed in my life to overcome procrastination, and I have found this extremely effective. So the first step in this system is building a sense of awareness and presence. And the reason why we need to do this is because we need the awareness to realize that A, we have a problem that we need to solve, and B, we need to realize what are the specific triggers of stress so we can start to tackle those. And we need to build a sense of presence because the only place where we can create change is in the here and now. If we're focused on the past or trying to anticipate the future, we're never going to be able to actually create that change because we're operating by program, by default, instead of operating by intention. Now, you can do this through meditation, through breath work, through yoga, anything that brings your mind back into the present moment. Now, the second part of the system is building a sense of resilience because let's face it, stress is a normal part of life, and actually, it's a very good part of life because stress helps us grow. But what's not good is when we leave stress unmanaged. So building a sense of resiliency is very important. And so we do that by doing uncomfortable things on a regular basis, whether that be cold water exposure, training very hard, or just doing something that for you absolutely hate doing. That is very important because it's like a boat going in the ocean. The only way a boat can sink is if the boat lets the water get in. If the water doesn't get in, the boat can't sink. It's the exact same thing with you and stress. Stress cannot affect you unless you let it in. Now, the last part of this is by when we have to do a task that we usually procrastinate on doing. So let's say it's creating content or it's folding laundry, etc. When you confront that, you will now have the awareness to, I feel like I'm going to do this later. But what you have to do is you have to look at the task and count down from 5 and then do it. And just do it for 5 minutes. Because if you can get yourself to do it, even just for 5 minutes, the chances of you continuing to do that activity are monumentally higher. So what you do is instead of going back to your phone and scrolling or going to go take a shower or going to go to the fridge, you tell yourself 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And just do it for 5 minutes. And now what you're doing is you're rewiring your brain from I'm going to do this later to I'm going to do this now. I'm going to lean into it. And so what you're doing is instead of stepping back, you're actually leaning forward towards the task a little bit. And if you can do these 3 things consistently, there's a very high chance that you will learn to eliminate procrastination permanently. If you found this valuable, drop a like and follow if you haven't.